Welcome into Arsenal Report. And the Nico Williams chase, although it has seemed like Bayern Munich is ahead in the race, just continues to take another turn. Barcelona interested again. Real Madrid continues to speak with his agent. I have under very, very good guidance that his agent has spoken with Real Madrid. Barcelona, we know. Bayern Munich willing to pay the wages up to 500,000 per week. But Arsenal are not quite bowing out of the race just yet. They've offered up to 9 million euros a year, which is more than Barcelona are offering. It's more than Athletic Bilbao, who are currently the owners of Nico Williams, are offering. So it may lead Nico Williams to a choice. Does he want to go to Bayern Munich and earn that absurd wages of 500,000 per week, which is just a ridiculous amount when all is said and done, nearly triple what Arsenal are offering on wages. But Arsenal offering about 300,000 per week or 280,000 per week, give or take, is more than Barcelona or Bilbao are currently able to offer. So that's obviously with net, the number I'm giving there on Arsenal in terms of the amount tripled to where Bayern Munich are willing to give it after taxes. But Nico Williams continues to be a name that will circle until he has made that final decision. We'll see if Arsenal are there when it's all said and done. It doesn't appear to be the number one choice for a winger as we see the Rodrigo chase continue to happen. The Club World Cup going on right now. Real Madrid putting out their big poster and not including Rodrigo on it, but including Vinicius, Mbappe, and Jude Bellingham. So kind of showing Rodrigo out the door, but we won't have too much more on Rodrigo until that Club World Cup is over. Moving over to the striker search, Victor Gyökeres, as we know, has continued to talk openly about wanting to move to Arsenal. He has said he wants to play for Arsenal. His agent is pushing for a move to Arsenal. But it's not looking like Arsenal are reciprocating. It appears that Sesko continues to be the number one option. They've now opened up talks with Osimhen, who I've been saying for weeks is somebody we should talk to. We know that Ollie Watkins is an option. And even though Victor Gyökeres really would like to play for Arsenal, it appears that we're going to keep that one in the back pocket. And Gyökeres likely going to end up somewhere else, potentially Manchester United, where they're chasing really hard for him, but the player himself would rather play for Arsenal. Listen, it's a good position to be in if you're Arsenal because when all is said and done, we absolutely have to sign a striker this summer, and there's a striker who scored 50 goals in back-to-back seasons who wants to play for us, who is begging to play for us. So if it comes to that, we can make that happen. And also, as I've always mentioned, when you go to the table for a Sesko or an Osimhen or Ollie Watkins, you can use this to your advantage, and Andrea Berta is very, very strong at that. One of the things he is best at. But the Sesko deal continues to move forward. Should have an update on that in the next few days on whether or not Arsenal are willing to pay 60 to 65 million euros. Leipzig trying to hold out for 70. I don't think Arsenal will go as high as 70. On the side of sales, we know that AC Milan are interested in Alexander Zinchenko. They have made an offer. The wages are the big thing that are currently getting in the way. Zinchenko obviously on very high wages for a Serie A player, but it looks like AC Milan will be moving on Theo Hernandez, opening up that left back spot for Zinchenko. It would be a great move for Zinchenko to move to AC Milan. They're bringing in Granit Xhaka on a free, it appears. They're letting Yunus Musa go. They do need another controller who can invert into the pitch and play. And they're also interested in Jakub Kiwior. And to me, this is perfect to get the two of them out for around a combined £40 million. And then to bring in João Hato as the reverse could be really, really good move for the defensive side of things. Hato can replace both of those players in what they do in the squad as one player. It means that every single defender we have, bar one, that one really being Maslow Skelly, can play both outside back and center back, right? Ben White can play right back and right center back. Jurrien Timber can play anywhere across the back line. Calafiori can play left back and left center back. Hato can play left back and left center back and right center back. Then obviously Gabriel and Saliba are your center backs. Tomiyasu can play anywhere across the back line. It gives us so much versatility and ability to play so many different combinations of trustworthy players. Zinchenko and Kiwior looking to be with a foot out the door. And hopefully an AC Milan double swoop, it gets all the business done at once. You create another club with a good relationship. Maybe you explore Theo Hernandez. Maybe you explore Rafael Leao. I don't think we will because those players aren't known for being great locker room presences, and we know how important that has been to this project all along. But otherwise, very good news for the Arsenal to see these two players potentially making a move. I do think Zinchenko will probably bring his wages down a little bit. Maybe Arsenal have to pay a little bit of his wages to get him off the books this summer and get a transfer fee in. Hopefully it doesn't result in a loan with an obligation to buy. You'd like to have this done this year, but I wouldn't be shocked to see maybe a loan, but then an obligation at 15 million euros to buy, whereas if I think he's sold right now, I'd be looking at 10 to 12 million. So kind of makes up that difference of having to keep him on the books this year, and we have the money. So if it's an obligation to buy, it should not change the way we do business this summer, but you do know with Arsenal, anything is possible. And Thomas Partey, something we haven't talked about in a couple of weeks. I have it under good authority that unless something crazy happens in the next couple of days, that Thomas Partey will return to Arsenal to sign his contract. It may be the first contract extension that we hear of this summer. Obviously, we know Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and Bukayo Saka all in the midst of talks positively on a new contract. William Saliba not far behind. We know Gabriel Margallis already did get his contract extended in May. But Thomas Partey, at this point, there's nothing to say other than it does appear that he will be an Arsenal player, at least for one more year, potentially for two. I'm a little shocked to see this. I am. It has nothing to do with his on-the-field presence, but we know about all the things going off the field with him. It's not one that I'm excited about, but it appears to be what the situation is, and there's no way getting around it. So Thomas Partey will remain an Arsenal player. It will cause a little bit of unrest, and I don't think the fans are going to be extremely happy about it, but that is one to watch as we get the finalized contract done in the coming days. Thanks so much for watching Arsenal Report. Make sure to subscribe right down there. Daily updates on transfers, incomings, outgoings, and how they'll affect the team moving forward. Thanks for watching.